Good morning everybody and welcome to Rhyme of the Times for the week ending 13th of May 2023. Coronation celebrations shared everywhere, and in the Windsor air music blares, while Putin stares and maybe despairs at the bare red square, and Trump doesn't care about his court affair, insisting it's unfair. Despite a lot of inclement weather, in general the UK came together, save for a few places where royalty ain't cool, for example the Republic of Liverpool, and in Scotland where the United Kingdom seems to be less liked than the United Queendom had been. Sunday was filled with parties and celebration in honour of King Charles' coronation, and in the evening came some memorable sounds emanating from Windsor Castle's grounds. Showbiz royalty put on a royal performance, a fun end to a weekend of historical importance. At the King's coronation concert, 20,000 got merry on a cocktail of glitz with the likes of Katy Perry. There was Paloma Faith and Lionel Richie, and Miss Piggy, feisty, funny and bitchy. And of course it meant Kermit the Frog was there. The Muppet appears to have ousted the bear. Charles prefers the amphibian, it seems, to Paddington Bear, who used to tickle the Queen. Video guests also provided extra thrills with messages from the likes of Tom Cruise and Bear Grylls. British treasures Dame Joan Collins and Sir Tom Jones brought something extra with their dulcet British tones. Prince William gave a speech saying no one's above par, and most felt the whole gig had been well above par. As Take That sang Never Forget at the finale, the crowd would never forget being there for Charlie. So the coronation weekend had passed off okay. Even Republicans liked the bonus bank holiday. But details were starting to emerge and expand of the Met applying a rather heavy hand. The police, let's say, took on a front foot stance. The stakes were high. They felt they couldn't take a chance. I guess they couldn't risk security failings, like objectors ending up padlocked to railings. One story in particular got a lot of coverage. It had caused the group Republic to take umbrage. 6 anti-monarchists had turned up in a van. Police feared they might have come with a plan. So on the morning of the coronation, and acting on prior information, they arrested the men because, according to the Met, they had reason to believe they carried a threat. It had been just a matter of days before when the new Public Order Bill had come into law, and locking on became a new offence, such as being glued to a road or chained to a fence. Just possession of a padlock or super glue can now attract the attention of the boys in blue. So these king-hating half-dozen, without hesitation, found themselves being marched to the cop station. On the royal route, protesters could be seen and heard, but it was these 6 who had got the Met's pot stirred. People on either side, both pro-king and no-king, thought the police action had been rather provoking. On Tuesday, the Met did apologise, but admitting they were wrong may not have been wise. Republic have said they plan to sue the police for denying them their right to protest in peace. One other who was nicked was a big fan of the royals who inadvertently got mixed up with Just Stop Oil. May the 9th is Russia's Victory Day, but Moscow's Red Square had little to display. With much of Putin's army needed on the front, there wasn't much left to parade before the little runt. He viewed the sorry sight, but wasn't sorry, of course, as he got on his "the world hates us" hobby horse. His speech was shorter than normal for this event. Even he, it seemed, had lost the will to vent. And with a handful of loyalists on either flank, he saluted one very old solitary tank. Donald Trump raped me, E. Jean Carroll had claimed, and when he said she'd lied, she said she'd been defamed. Trump had told the former columnist of Elle, rather than go to court, she should go to hell. On Tuesday, a New York jury's deliberations found Trump guilty of the charge of defamation. He was ordered to pay $5 million to give Miss Carroll some kind of solace. He can't go to prison. The case is civil, unlike Trump himself, who resorted to nasty drivel. He never knew the woman. It's just a witch hunt. He'll no doubt hunt down the witch that pulled such a stunt. Now, $5 million he has to stump up for charges Trump says are simply trumped up. Next day, on a left-wing US TV channel, he confused and bemused with typical flannel. The live programme, called the CNN Town Hall, was hosted by Caitlin Collins with no help at all, but many thought she did a very fine job in front of the audience, a right-wing mob. The strong-willed anchor did well to keep her focus in the face of Trump's incessant hocus-pocus. It's clear that Trump's base behaves like a cult, and those not part of it think it's an insult to America's basic values and culture. At the end, fact-checkers circled like vultures. And finally, to the Eurovision Song Contest, with Liverpool hosting the week-long music fest. 49 years on from ABBA's Waterloo, Sweden had a 7th win with Lorene's Tattoo. Love and support for the co-hosts, Ukraine too.